All right, so the first part is going to be just a finger picking part. Instead of going like dut, 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 you just kind of do it a little faster. And you'll hear it here. So we'll start on the second fret, first finger, second string rather. Open, open, open. So it goes second fret, fifth fret, fourth fret, second fret, open, 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 open. Then we'll go to fifth fret, jump all the way to the ninth fret, seventh fret, excuse me, fifth fret. On this fifth string, we'll go to seventh, seven. So it goes. And now I'm doing this all palm muted. So if you don't know what palm muted means, it just means you're putting the blade of your palm on the bridge. The back of your palm, right here, right there. And all that does is it mutes the string, like so. So you hear the string open, ready? So the tone is nice, bright, god damn it, bright and clear. There we go. So the tone is nice, bright, and clear. That's because I'm not manipulating the strings anyway. But now when I place the blade of my palm on that spot I told you near the bridge, all of a sudden those open sounds become muted and dull and flat and kind of like they're underwater, which is a nice texture to the sound, and it's really interesting. So it's like it goes open, muted. Kind of got that, like, you know, second level of Mario vibe, you know, the sewers. So I'm doing this mostly palm muted, except for these last little open bits I'm actually opening. So that's kind of the lesson here too as well, is that once you get used to palm muting, you can kind of like move, like it's just slight movements like that. And that means that you're opening the string, closing on the string, opening on the string, closing on the string. And that means you're opening the string, so it gets a nice bright, clear sound, or you're muting the string, closing it to get the nice, dull, flat sound. And now this part is interesting. So what I'm doing is a simple strum all the way down, but I'm actually picking up with my fingers. So the more you get used to finger picking, the more you'll get used to being able to drag your finger across the board and actually know where your finger is at all times. So it's not just I'm just willy-nilly dragging it. I know where it is, I know what strings I'm striking, and I know how hard to strike it to make that note sound, to ring out in a certain velocity. The more you do it, the more you'll pick it up. So it's all that stuff is, it's not like you're gonna get it right away. Maybe you will, shit, I don't know, maybe you're a genius, that's good. But most likely, like me, you're probably an idiot and it takes a while. So it's gonna be like this. Oops. I'm just plucking up, striking, upstroking, and that's giving me that sound. So it goes. Yeah, sorry about that. So that's buzzing you hear is because it's a piece of shit input. Don't buy pieces of shit input because you get that buzzing and you have to deal with that every time you record. You record something for 5 minutes, it sounds perfect, well, you know, ish. And then you get that sound and it makes you want to murder a bunch of people. So, you know, don't do that. On to the next part. The taps are just the continuation of what we were doing in the last lesson, which was that kind of legato tapping, that cascade tapping, I call it, because I didn't know what it was called. So that next part just goes. Then slide up. So all we're doing is the same thing. That finger strike the bass note to kind of give that nice pulse to it. That's it. It's just like, it's the same thing we were doing last time. It's nothing really fancy. All I'm doing is just kind of doing a little quicker. The more, you can even do it slow, and it still sounds pretty good when it's slow. It's important that you let that bass note ring out, because when you're tapping, it can sound anemic if you're just kind of doing that. It sounds really thin, right? Anemic. Versus when you let that note ring out, it just sounds a bit more like stuff is going on. It just sounds a bit more appealing to the ear, and therefore not as boring. Yeah, that buzzing you hear every time, it's because my fucking input's jacked up, so I have to deal with that every fucking 2 seconds. Anyway, so that's the tapping part. And, you know, the last part is just, you know, that, oops. That's just some sort of, you know, finger picking, nothing really fancy. No technique-wise, nothing fancy is going on. Just finger picking. Like that, if you can see it. And yeah, so that's that part. And then just the last part's, again, just another simple finger picking. Just going like. So it's the same chords. Again, it really doesn't matter however you want to pick it, however it sounds good to you, it doesn't matter. But the basic chords are that open power chord, and then that same chord that you were tapping earlier, just that chord, but now you're putting that pinky on that last string on the 12th fret, and then go down to here. This one, so it goes bar this. And then just that open chord, that power chord, except instead of doing with 2 fingers, just doing that, take the pinky off, and it's an open chord. And that's the entirety of that little riff, little piece I did. And you can put it together. Sounds like that. Do it slow. Oh right, I forgot about the right the chorus, I guess. So that's pretty simple. Just. And just the finger picking part. Oh, I guess that means we're done. See, now it's broken. Now I have to restart it. So that'll be the lesson. Goodbye. Love you.